Everybody, welcome to the Wednesday afternoon live stream. Today we're going to be recording banjo. And it's not going to be anything too fancy. There's no professional banjo players here. I'll just say that. We're just messing around, but I'm going to show you some ideas and might do a little Q&A as well. Oh, you know what? We were supposed to work on those guitar parts earlier, Harper, and we forgot.
We'll wing it.
Yeah, we'll we'll see what happens. I got a new video out I put out last week. And it's a follow-up to a video, like one of my biggest videos, which is, why does music all sound the same today? And a lot of people told me that I didn't know what I was talking about, so they started referring bands to me, and I started checking them out, and I found a lot of new bands that I really, really liked a lot. So I made a video kind of talking about that whole thing and showing off some of the bands, and now people are referring me more bands and artists to listen to, so I guess I'll have to make this a series or something like that, but y'all should check that out. So we're just gonna dive right into it here. Like this ain't anything too crazy or complicated. We're just having a little fun today. Harper, come on over here and bring that banjo.
Yeah. Sure doesn't want to get stuck.
Okay, so this is Harper. He's gonna be playing banjo. Like I said, he is not a professional banjo player. It was just like he had this idea of putting banjo on this song. I've been working on this one track for a while on the stream, and we keep adding to it. And he thought, oh, I could come up with a banjo part. I got a banjo. I was like, cool. So he's been working it out. So don't expect anything too fancy here. But he's got this little banjo. Tell us about this banjo, Harper.
So this is a Kimberly banjo. I don't know if you can see it on there super well. That says Kimberly up there. It's like a Korean-made banjo. They're not super good. They're like they're known to be cheap, but if you look up Kimberly banjo on like Google or something, you won't be able to find a lot of information about it. But this was my grandfather's or great grandfather's. My grandmother had bought this for him because he wanted to learn banjo, and I'm not sure how much he played it or anything like that, because I never really got to meet him or anything, but yeah, that's really all I know about this.
So, I thought it was your grandfather. This is your great-grandfather.
Yeah, my great-grandfather.
So think about this. When your great-grandfather got this banjo, would he have been able to imagine that at some point it is going to be played and broadcast around the globe, literally?
I don't know. I feel like he probably wouldn't. Because he grew up on he lived on a farm, and my dad lived with him for a while before he passed away, and yeah, I don't know if he would ever be able to imagine that.
Yeah, he'd be like, yeah, what, you're gonna what? Wait, what? What's going on? Let's look at the back real quick.
Yeah, the back it's pretty plain, just like.
It's actually in really good shape. You can't really see it in the light here too much, but it's amazingly in good shape. So, but it ain't no fancy banjo.
Yeah.
So, but you know, and we're gonna have to punch in because this is a hard, like you're over there like working on the chords and all that, and it's all different fingerings than like his Harper plays guitar, so he's like trying to like, here's an E minor, that's an E minor, so he's like, he was going over it earlier like, so we're gonna be doing some punching in. You know, but hey, we're just gonna have some fun with it, and we'll talk about some mics. Oh my God, there I am. Look, up there. There's an emote of me. Thanks, Casey.
That's awesome.
Wow. Okay, so let's go in the other room, and we're gonna talk about the microphone. So, Kit, you come over here, and Kit's gonna run the cameras while we go in the other room.
I need to clarify.
What?
Tell the YouTube people that you were talking about an emote on Twitch. Otherwise, it's like.
Oh, okay. All right, so here she is. Okay, Kit, you sit here, and you run. No, you sit here in the middle, and I'm going to turn on my lab mic. I'm going to turn off this
Can't
mic.
I sit here?
Well, you could sit here, and then let's switch it up to the Harper mics. Oh, and I need to do this. Let me at least bring a couple. Hold on a sec. Bring in like at least one mic here. Boom. That's fine. Okay. Oh, and I'm assuming is my mic? I think is my lav on? Yeah.
It's not working.
What's not working? No, you got to hit the right button.
Got it.
Yeah.
That helps.
All right. So what we've got today is, and let me explain this. The miking technique I'm using is, we're not going over every way to mic a banjo today. That's not what this is. This is how I've mic'd it in the past. Like I said, I was going to do this anyway, and I figured, what the heck? We're going to stream it. This is a technique that I learned from Gary Pachoza. And Gary Pachoza is a Nashville engineer, mixer, producer. He did a lot of the Alison Krauss stuff. He also engineered and I think mixed Nickel Creek's album that has Lighthouse on it. And I remember listening to that album when it came out and thinking, oh my God, the instruments just sound so amazing on there. And I got to meet him because he had produced the first 2 String Dusters albums and also was their A&R person. And then on the 3rd album, they hired me to mix, but he was still the A&R guy. And he was really cool. And he just explained a bunch of stuff to me and talked about these miking techniques. And when he was talking about banjo, he talked about putting a mic kind of down here where I've got all these mics. We've got a bunch of different mics, and I'll go over that in a minute. And then having a second smaller diaphragm condenser up here on the neck, which is, it's a very subtle thing, and I'll show you in a bit what it's about. Now, there's other techniques where you can put a mic here and then one up here, and there's a million other things. Today, we're just going to kind of go over the thing that I do. But mostly, we're going to talk about, where you normally mic a banjo. People tend to mic, down in this area right here on the head. What I've got today is I've got a AKG 414, which I've used a lot on banjos. I don't have a ribbon mic. If I did, it would be out here today, but I don't actually own one. Hopefully, I'll be getting one soon. We've also got, so we've got the AKG 414. We've got a Neumann U87, which I would probably never even think of putting on a banjo, although I've used a 67. I wouldn't think of a U87 because they're just already kind of bright. It's got that high end, and it's just like, might be too much. I've also got a Sennheiser 609, and just so y'all can see what it is, that's this mic. It's like this little, okay, get back to the other mic. It's this mic. It's just like, people use these on amps and stuff like that. I'll use it on drums. This is one of these little lollipop mics. It's like a kind of a alternative to a 57. And then, of course, I've got a SM57. Let's go to the other camera real quick. You can see it. Yeah, so I got an SM57. They're all more or less pointing at the same area. And I think it'll be kind of interesting to just kind of see what the different ones sound like. I've never actually used a 57 on a banjo before. And then I've used it on mandolin, and then somebody online was talking about using it on a banjo. I thought, oh, I'll try that out today, but I've definitely used the 414. And then on the top over here, so right here, this is a Josephson, let me get down here. This is a Josephson C42. This is a small diaphragm condenser, and this is like a copy of a Neumann KM184. And the purpose of this thing right here is it just kind of picks up some tingy high end. I kind of call it air. I've done this same exact miking technique on 3 String Dusters albums, and that is they're a bluegrass group, kind of premier bluegrass group. We won a Grammy a few years ago, just incredible musicians. I'm actually getting ready to mix their 20th year anniversary album. I got to mix 20 songs, just talking to them earlier. I've done this on all their albums. What's interesting is every time I've done this, it kind of had a different kind of, and we're always in different studios, so it had kind of a different kind of sound or effect on the banjo. And I don't know if that was just because we're in different studios. Also, Chris Pandolfi, the banjo player, is always changing his banjo sound. He gets really into like changing out the head and doing all this. So, on one album, there's kind of like this air sound, and on another album, it's kind of almost like this tinky sound. But we're going to try it today. And a couple times I had it, and it was just like, The other thing I want to add that's very important to remember is that most banjo players, when they're playing, they're going to actually have metal finger picks, like these little, it's like a little ring they stick on their fingers, right? And then it's got metal here, so it makes it really loud. Harper's not using one. So when he came in earlier and we're doing a sound check, I was like, wow, it's really quiet. And then I realized, oh, he's not using the picks. So I think that's another thing that's really important. That's a huge, to me, that's why a lot of banjos, they sound really, really bright. I'm trying to remember if Pandolfi and the Dusters uses them. I never really thought about even looking. I don't know. But anyway, so there'll be no finger picks on this. The other thing to consider too, like I said, this is a cheap old banjo, so it's not like a premier banjo. The other thing is just that can make a huge difference in the way a banjo sounds is like the adjustment of the bridge, like how tight this is, how tight the head is. There's a million things. It's almost like a drum. Like I've watched Chris Pandolfi from the Dusters. He'll take these heads off and adjust them and do all this stuff and change the tone. It gets really deep. We ain't doing any of that. I don't even know. That's for a pro banjo player who's really deep into it to know. Today, we're just putting down a little banjo part and having some fun and just kind of listening to these mics. So I'm going to go in the other room and do this. Harper, you nervous?
Not really. No.
God dang it, he's never nervous. All right.
We got a raid. Was that mic live?
No, it was not.
Oh, okay. Say thanks for the raid.
Oh, we got a raid? Cool, thanks for the raid. Appreciate that. Yeah, today we're recording banjo, as you can see. And for anybody just popped on, this is not what you would call a professional banjo playing session. This is just me and Harper having some fun. And we're going to, hold on, let me get my little view in there. Yeah, we're just going to have some fun today and try out some different mics and stuff like that. So, oh, and the other thing is, y'all have heard this song a million damn times. So I hope you don't get tired with it. Oh, hold on, I want to do one more little thing here on my OBS. Hold on, I got to do something real quick. Where is it? Boom, I'm going to do this. Yeah, we need to get Harper in the shot here. Okay, here we go, Harper. Oh no, actually, I'm going to use this one. Hold on. It's a better one. Boom. There we go. There he is. Harper, you sure you're not nervous?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Come on, man. Can't be the only one that's nervous around here. Okay, here we go. Boom. Okay, now we got Harper on the banjo there. Let me do one little adjustment here. This is the last thing I meant to set up before we started. Oh, and I was going to talk about some technical stuff. Hold on just a sec.
That video of you guys in the studio.
Is your mic on?
Dusters, yes, my mic is on.
Okay.
That video with the infamous string dusters where you guys are in the studio, I think it shows Amanda playing the banjo.
It might.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, technically speaking, I'm not using any fancy mic pre's. I've got like all these expensive mic pre's and all that kind of stuff. Just to make things a little more even between the mics, I'm just using the mic pre's on the Ghost console here. Plus, it'll be easier for me to switch back and forth. I was going to use a contact mic, but we couldn't get it to stick to the head. It kept falling off, so we ain't going to use the contact mic. So I've got all the mics right here. Nothing fancy. I'm not doing any EQ. It's just them coming right into the board and straight into Pro Tools. So let's go to here. And let me go here. All right, so Harper, first off, just start playing the part a little bit. I'm just going to go through the mics.
Yeah.
And we'll just kind of see what they sound like. Let's see. I'm going to start with the SM57. So just start playing.
Alrighty. Oh, the wrong string.
Oh my God, you already screwed up, man. Okay, now we're going to do the AKG 414. U87. .609. And then the Josephson. And you know what? Hold on, Harper. What's interesting to me is that it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, these are all very different microphones.
Yeah.
They all kind of, I don't know, how does it sound in your headphones? Do they all sound kind of the same?
I feel like the first two had a little bit more bass to them.
Yeah, definitely. That 57 sounds great.
and then the other two just sound a little more mid-rangey.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I'm sitting here like, okay, I expected this massive difference, but it's like somebody once said about the mandolin. It's like no matter what mic you use on the mandolin, it always sounds like a mandolin. All right, so I'm just going to loop it here, and let me do this. I'm going to do that loop that we had going on earlier.
Cool.
And then I'm going to go through it, and then we're going to record it, and then I'll mess around with it some.
Sweet.
Do you have that ba 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 da 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 da?
I should. We'll see if it comes back to me.
All right. All right, here we go. So I'm just going to start messing with the mics, and I'll try to... I got this damn Mute-O-Matic on. All right, so I'm not going to be able... You're not going to hear me talking when it's playing. I'm just going to be switching out the different mics. Here we go. Why did I lose you?
I don't know. I thought it was just on my end.
Yeah, it's like the 414 didn't come on. I thought something weird. Okay, that might have... I don't know. Maybe I just didn't hit the button right. Let's try it again. Oh, hold on. Am I... Here we go. Oh, that's right. You know, it's interesting. It's like, to me, I think I like the SM57 and the U87 the best. Like, extreme opposite ends of all of this stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do it one more time, and then I'm going to turn off this Mute-O-Matic so I can explain what mics they're hearing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to run it again. And so I'm going to say what the mics are while it's playing this time. I just got to keep my speakers down. I had to crank up the speaker so I could hear what I like. All right. Here we... Oh, Harper, how's your headphone mix?
It's great.
Okay, here we go. Okay, 57. AKG 414. U87. 609. 57. 414. 87. 609. And then the Josephson. And I'm not going to like get too deep into the Josephson until I figure out kind of the main mic that I want to work with. But I just wanted everybody to think, oh, Mark, you like the 609? Sounds very similar to 57. And I'm going to be recording all of them too. And then we're going to go back and kind of mess around in Pro Tools on that a little bit. So I guess let's just, I'm going to pick the U87 now. Mm-hmm. Actually, no, I'm going to pick the 57 because I can really hear some good stuff going on there. We'll record with that monitoring, and let's try to get a good take, and then we'll kind of be able to audition them in here.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Caleb, I'm recording. No, we're just recording them all together. How did you set up so many mics at once? Well, I did this last night. Right before we lost our power. Thank God it went out right when I literally finished. But yeah, I've got a lot of mic stands and cables and stuff. That's how I set it up. Plus, I'm kind of bonkers like that. Hey, you should have been here for the stream I did where, Harper, remember why I set up, I had like 20 microphones on an acoustic guitar? Yeah. It was kind of a nightmare. Yeah. So yeah, I'll do crazy stuff like that. I would never use all these mics at the same time. It's just kind of silly. I'm just doing it just to have it. That's how you figure stuff out, just by having fun and trying some wacky stuff. Oh, this is a ghost. This is a Soundcraft ghost. All right, Harper, I got my quick punch on. Are you ready?
I am ready as I can.
Are you nervous?
Not really,
God
no.
dang it, man. Here we go. Oh, hold on. It would help. I'm an idiot. Hold on. Okay. Oh, no. Hold on. You see, I'm doing dumb things over here. Hold on. Bump, bump. This is not how I normally record. All right. I think I'm recording. Okay, here we go. Turn up what? I have no idea what that is. DAW. Let's go in right there.
Yeah.
And here we go. Let me give you some pre-roll, huh? I'm going to give you, what is this? I'm going to give you 2.5 measures.
Alrighty.
I know that is not according to Nashville standards, but screw it. I got yelled at for doing anything besides 2 measure pre-rolls in Nashville. They got kind of upset about that. Yeah, I just turned up the DAW. Yeah, I forgot. Oh, that's right. I had turned everything down to match. Yeah. Here we go. You know what? Hold on. Check your tuning on that high. I think that the high string went flat again.
Yeah, it keeps going flat.
Yeah. Oh, I still got my fucking lav on. Let me turn that bitch off.
It's showing sharp here. It's weird. Here.
Let me hear the next chord. Okay, that sounds good. Here we go. Hold on, 2 things. I'm going to get rid of this damn Barkus Berry track. We're not going to be doing that. And let's hit it again. Timing's not bad, dude. Pretty good for never having played a banjo before. I guess before like a week ago when I was like, hey, you're playing banjo on the stream.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with myself.
I have to say, you're a very brave young man. I wouldn't be doing this shit. Here we go. A good start.
Yeah.
Just keep going though. Keep going. I'm gonna punch you in because I liked. You came in here. Hold on. Let me listen. Okay, just play along. I'm gonna get you like about 1.5 measures in. So let me give you 5 bars here. Here we go. Oh, and by the way, you're going to hear yourself before you're actually recording, just for monitoring purposes.
Okay.
So if it gets that, like right there, you didn't hear yourself because you missed the note, you're there. I'm just switching the monitoring over. So go ahead and play no matter what. Here we go. you got the last part. God dang, dude. That's like such a weird line. Hold on, there's a couple little teeny punches. Let me listen to the first part here. Just listening. Let's get the first half of the first part. I think you can play that better.
Is the banjo a little out of tune again?
It gets a little out of tune here and there. Oh, by the way, this thing's never going to be perfectly in tune either. Oh, check the intonation on the lower part, because that's where we're going to parch.
Oh, that's really sharp. Is that supposed to be an A flat or a G?
I don't know. Hold on.
That was one of the questions. How do you tune a banjo?
A flat.
A flat? Okay.
Yeah. How do you tune a banjo? I mean, it's got little tuning keys like a guitar. Oh, you mean the notes? It's like, tuning keys like a guitar, but I don't know what the notes are. Shit. Harper, what are the freaking notes?
It's G, D, D. It's G, D, G, B, and then back up to a D.
It's all this note thing. People want to know what notes are. I'm like,
Also, which Neumann are you using?
oh, this is a Neumann U87. It's the magic one.
Dang.
Yeah, I could use a room mic. It's just sometimes with room mics, the reason I won't do them, especially on a song like this, I've already got like, I don't know, that might be a cool idea actually. It would definitely smooth out the sound some, and when you're using like metal finger picks, sometimes getting a mic too close picks up too much scrapey sound. Notations, yes, Mark. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I've only ever, it's kind of crazy. Like, I've done some cool bluegrass stuff, but it's not like I've worked with a million banjo players. And all the banjo players I've worked with are really, really advanced, like really great players. So it's not like I ever worked with a bad banjo or an attitude banjo, or I just set up and they just played. This is like literally the first time I've worked with somebody who's not really a banjo player. Oh, let me hear that first part. Nothing against you, Harper.
No,
you're doing great.
I totally understand. Sounds a lot more tuned to me.
Yeah, let's get this first half again, and then we'll look at the second half. The tune, we'll concentrate on the first, because I think the tuning's got to be a little different for the first half than the second half, because it's in different places on the neck. So let's get this. Bomb, bomb. That lower note's flat now.
So sharp for me.
I mean, it's just, the song is just, it just says leaving me alone, and I have no freaking idea. This is just, I've been kind of just like using this track that I've been messing with as just something to use on live streams. I thought about maybe putting it on my album, but the vibe is so different. I don't know. I don't even know what this track is for. I don't know if it's going to be on an album, or I have no freaking idea. It's just something that I'm doing. But it's called Leaving Me Alone. I have no idea why that. Maybe we were, I don't know. Try it again. Maybe I'm freaking out on the tuning. It just seems a little out to me. Here we go.
Oh, I went on late.
I was going to say keep playing. I want to hear the tuning.
Okay.
That was great. It sounds like you're playing louder or something now, too.
I don't know. Maybe it's my nails. My nails have gotten long, so I've been able to use it.
Let's do the
little more.
and I made another playlist. I'm going to make another playlist. Let's hit the second half now. Now check your tuning on the second half. That first part was way better and it was a better tone.
Yeah. It still sounds.
Mark, you're asking about how's the Neumann set up? Like, it's just on a cardioid. You know, and what am I listening to? We're just listening to the SM57 with the Josephson mixed in, which actually I might turn down a little bit. Yeah, so you're only hearing the 57 now. I'm just going to stick with one mic, and then we're going to go back and A-B them in a bit here. But how's the U87 set up? It's just run into the Ghost console. I'm just using these mic pre's here, just to kind of make it a little more equal, because otherwise all the mics would be in like 2 mics would be on Cappies and 2 would be on the Neve clones, and then 2 would be on APIs and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to make it a little bit more equal. Plus, sometimes people in my videos say, "Oh, easy to do when you got a lot of nice gear." I'm like, well, guess what? I'm not going to use nice gear. I'm just going to use my Ghost, which is nice, but it's not like, hell, I've got mic pre's that cost more than the Ghost altogether. All right, did you tune for the second half?
I did.
All right, well then here we go. That one there, that sounds flat
it's
to
way
me.
flat. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good take, but it's like, that one note was like,
Yeah.
I'll keep that though. That was a good playlist. I like how you're playing it a lot better now too.
Yeah, it sounds way better.
All right, let's try it. Now
it's
it
so flat.
I
Or
think
it's
it's
sharp,
just the
actually.
intonation. Is it that same note?
It's that same note.
Yeah, dude. It's just because the banjo
Mark says it's not flat, it's floating.
is floating. Like I said, it's like a. Hey, did you actually work on the? Did you try moving the bridge after we talked about that?
I did. I moved it up it's probably up about a centimeter from where it was.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. Yeah, it's just it's probably just going to be inaccurate. We might have to do it in chunks. I've literally like on heavy metal records or like records with a lot of distortion. You get a guitarist and you like the tone, but there'll be certain chords that are like, I just can't get in tune with it. So I like play everything and we'll just go punching every time he hits B or something like that, because you can't get it always tuned perfectly. All right, let's try it again. Dude, it's like literally the second chord sounds out,
Yeah.
but then when you move that one note down, it's still a little out, and then the first and fourth chords sound great. So
Yeah.
let me hold on. We're just gonna punch it in. Screw it. Hold on. Listening. We're just going to get it in parts, and then if we got to go tune it, then we got to go tune it. So just play along, and I'll get you in and out.
Okay.
Here we go. This is how we do it when all you got is an old banjo. You know, one thing that might be happening too, you might be stretching the strings a little bit.
I was gonna say I might be bending like.
Yeah,
that.
like because you're like
this one right here.
Yeah, because it's not, you know, you're
That's
just
what it is.
trying to get to the note, and then, you know, we'll come back and go. You know, it's not like I'm making a record here. This is just for demonstration purposes. Like I said, I don't even know what I'm going to do with this track. Let me see where I want to punch in again. Hold on. All right, play along, and I'll get you. So we're getting like most of the second half there. So here we go. Okay, that was cool. So we just got a couple little punch-ins here. Let me just pick them out. Also, you know, I am hitting a compressor on, I kind of got these going through a bus, and I think it's starting to hit that a little harder because now you're playing harder. All right, listening. You know, it's like I think you were just stretching your strings.
Yeah,
I'm gonna punch you in on the second and third chord on the first half, and then we'll go through and just kind of listen to the mics.
On the first,
No. Bridge, the second half of the bridge. Yeah, the second we're on.
Okay.
We're on. Here we go. All right. Oh, go ahead and play along. Okay, one more time, and then we're gonna. I mean, I'm not gonna spend forever on this, just because I want to get to the mics themselves. Oh man, I just screwed up. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Okay, listening. I think you might have gotten this other part better now. Yeah. Okay, and then there's another little. Oh, there was one little teeny thing. Oh, you know what? I might just grab that from this other playlist right here because I think these are good here. Pop this into here. This might work. Yeah, and there's something there. Let me see if I can grab this from this other playlist here. Oh. Oh no, you got to play that again. Yeah, it's like you're doing this. It's like
It's like it's like my fingers pulling off of the strings.
Yeah, and it's almost creating like a bruh thing
Yeah.
in there. Like, how did he play that so fast? Let's just punch that little thing in there real quick. Here we go. Oh, that was good. That was cleaner. Let's listen on. Yeah, who came up with that wacky line? Okay, I think that's good enough just to kind of show the different mics and all that. So you come on in here,
Alrighty.
and I'm going to give you...
Used a DI box for a banjo?
No, I've never used a DI on a banjo. I was going to try to use a pickup today because I've actually got this little Barkus Berry, and it sounded good when I just held it on the head, but I couldn't get it to stick to the head. I had this like plumber's putty, and it just kept falling off, and then it was time to stream. I was like, screw it. But I don't really like. I typically don't like pickups on acoustic instruments in general. I've rarely heard one that I thought sounded any good. Now, sometimes for clarity, like if somebody's doing a finger picking thing or something like that, you know, blending in a little DI with a mic could be cool. So let's go ahead and if you want to, I'm going to give you this now.
Yeah. Okay.
What, do you want to hang out here next to the board and watch?
Sure.
Well, then come on, man. Shit. So now what I'm going to do is, let me just put some fades in here real quick. Like I said, everybody, this is not like, you know, I don't even know if this is going to go on any project or not. So let me just put some little fades in here. And oops. And of course, it's not totally in time either. We're just having fun here. Okay, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to play it. And I'm going to turn the speakers down so you can hear the difference. I'm going to turn off the mute-o-matic here. Hold on a sec. Yeah. I'm seriously thinking about getting one of those. And just so everybody knows, the issue I've been having here on these live streams is that I don't like wearing headphones, like for the most part, especially if I'm doing mixing. I've tried it. And if I turn the speakers up too much without headphones on and you're hearing the mic, you hear the sound coming in the microphone and it phases it out and it sounds bad. I've got a little plug-in on it that while it's playing or while it's recording, it turns off the mic, which is great sometimes. But sometimes I want to talk while it's playing. And then it hit me today, the OptoGate, which is a device that you put here, and it, like the mic line goes through it, and it's got a little infrared thing, and it can sense how far you are from the mic, and it'll turn on the mic. And I just figured that out this morning. Of course, it costs $250, which I can't afford right now. But you know, if I back off the mic, it'll turn the mic off, and then I lean forward and it'll go boop, and it'll pop on, and it's like, oh man, it just hit me this morning. I've got a friend who developed something called the Lily Pad. And it's for live performances. It's actually a pad that you put on stage, and then you got a rug over it. And when you step on it, it turns the mic on. You step off, it turns off. But you know, I'm just sitting in a chair, so I think I'm going to go with the OptoGate. So that's what I'm going to try. I just so right now I'm just going to have to like keep the speakers down, but I want you to be able to hear the differences on the mics. Let's go to the DAW. Oh, let me turn off this camera now. 1 second. Where is it? Oh yeah, this. Oh no, it's, what am I doing? Where is it? Am I losing my mind here? Where's the black? Oh, there it is. Man. Okay. Oh. Okay. So we're going to just go through it, and I'm going to listen to. I'm going to solo them up so y'all can hear it, and then you'll be able to like. Oh, let me change something here on my setup. I want to go to options, solo mode. Cancels the other one. Okay, we're going to start on the Josephson, and we'll just work through it, and I'll tell you what we're listening to. So here we go. Okay, start with the Josephson. 57. AKG 414. 287. 609. Huh. run it again. Josephson. 57. 414. U87. 609. Okay, now that I'm hearing it back, I kind of like that 609. Strangely enough, it seems to have pretty good. What did you think?
I like the 609 too.
Yeah, I was kind of like, oh, actually, I don't know earlier, but now that I just kind of, I'm hearing it, I can kind of hearing it this way. Kind of like the 609 a lot, which is a bit of a surprise. But let's hear it. Let's hear what it sounds like in the track. So I'm going to do the same thing. Like I said, the Josephson is an additional mic, so it's going to sound weird where I have it placed, but I'll play it anyway. So I'll do it now with the track and go through all the mics. I'm going to turn it up a little bit here. Okay. So this time with the track. So we're going to start with the, oh, you know, I got a better way of doing this. Hold on. Let me do all this. If I solo isolate everybody else, then I can still use the solos. Yeah, oh, that's right. I did this on some of my courses, things I was working on. Hold on. Yeah, I want to be able to switch easier. I think this will work. I just need to solo isolate all of these too. I think this is right. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, I didn't want to solo isolate these. Not these, dummy. Okay. I think this is right. Okay, here we go. So we're starting with the Josephson. $57. AKG 414. U87. 609. Do it one more time. Josephson. 57. 414. U87. 609.
I feel like in the mix, I like the 87 more.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. Like I said, I've used ribbon mics. I've used that very 414, that exact 414 on the String Dusters records. It's actually kind of my least favorite right now. Now, it might be the banjo too. It just sounds kind of honky to me.
Yeah.
The U87 surprisingly sounds pretty good. Now, like I said, since you're not using the metal finger picks.
Yeah, I'm sure it sounds a lot better on the 414 with the finger
Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with it. But 609 is kind of surprising me. I'm like, I kind of like that. So now let's listen to the 609.
Lots of opinions and commentary on which ones are best.
Yeah, Chris A, the 50s. I like the 57 a lot too. I was kind of surprised. And let's see. I don't see much happening on Twitch. I see.
Mixclub liked the AKG.
AKG is cool. It's just a little mid-rangey for me.
Olsak said that's almost like a little shimmer on the 609.
Yeah.
Mark notes that the Neumann and the 609 are pretty close.
Yep.
And then, a couple of folks liking the 57. Chris A. Noted that the 57 with the 609 could be sweet. Mark
hold on. I just realized your mic was off.
All that time.
Sorry.
God
Yeah, I'm looking at the comments. I think it got turned off at some point when I was switching from back and forth. Yeah. Sorry about that.
I was just, reading everybody's votes on the different mics.
Yeah. It's interesting. And I got to say, the pre's would make a huge difference too. Like right now we're just going through the, the Ghost pre's here and I'm doing no EQ. What I've used in the past, I think I know for sure that on the String Dusters album, Silver Sky, I'm pretty sure I had a 414. God, I don't know. I was at Echo Mountain though, and they got a lot of great mics there. But I was using my Focusrite ISA 110, and it's one of the old ones, like one of the big ones. And that stuff, I think the pre's make a huge difference make a big difference for it. And a lot of it's because of a banjo, but because of the attack on it. It's like, it's just got that, there's no sustain, you know, it's like, bonk, gone, you know? It's almost like a drum or something like that. It's a weird instrument, and I just remember every time I work on banjo, I'm just always afraid it's going to sound like popcorn.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I was like, and I also think that people tend to make the banjo really bright. And one thing I learned from Chris Pandolfi from the Dusters, like he's playing me these records, and like you listen to the banjo, it's, God, it's really thick. You know, most people when they think of banjo, it's like this really bright, irritating thing. And I just think it's kind of like, people like, I don't know why people do that. I mean, maybe they just think that's what it's supposed to sound like, but I like getting some low end in it. So I'm going to go with the 609 for now. Yeah, Mark, I would probably run it through the APIs or the cappies if I was just trying to be equal with it here, but the APIs or the cappies would be my choice if I was going to like pick a mic pre for the banjo. Like I said, I probably wouldn't do the Focusrite right now, knowing what I know. I've got a Universal Twinfinity 710 that I've used on banjo, which actually works really freaking good. But yeah, that would probably be my choice. So I'm going to solo it up here and then show you what I do. We'll go with the, let me switch this setting back here. So we're going to go to the Josephson and the Sennheiser, and I'm going to put it next to it because I'm kind of wondering about the phase. And you can see I'm going to see if this sounds anything like what I normally do when I am doing banjo. Actually, I'm going to turn on the Mute-O-Matic because I want to crank up the speakers here for a second. Where is it? Okay. So I'm going to let it play for a second here, and I'm going to crank my speakers up. So, listening. Hold on. Now I've got to turn everybody back. Hold on. I know this guy. I should have bussed all this stuff differently so that I could have a better way of auditioning things, and I'm just doing it by solo isolating a bunch of crap here. And I still want to jump over to something wacky I tried on the guitars last night, completely separate from this, that I thought was kind of cool. Okay. Okay, so what I was doing there was bringing in, I was listening to the 609 and then bringing in the Josephson mic, which is just supposed to add like this tingle on the top end, and then checking the polarity by switching the phase. It's kind of going out a little bit. Now, if I were really working on an album here, and seriously, what I would probably do is kind of mess around with it, and then I would zoom in and just literally look at the waveform. So you can see that the Josephson is, for like here, it's like kind of directly out of phase of it, right? And, well, not completely. As the tone goes on, it kind of goes in and out. But the initial notes, so I'd probably either move the Sennheiser slightly further away from the banjo and maybe slightly like an inch bring the Josephson in because they're slightly out. There's no way to ever get them completely lined up, and it's kind of an by the ear sort of thing too. And it was interesting listening to the U87 there, like you definitely hear that high end in there. But you can hear what it does. I'll do it again. I'm gonna bring in the I'm gonna play the Sennheiser, and then I'm gonna bring in the Josephson, which is up on the neck. So here's the Sennheiser. Adding Josephson. Now without it. Now adding it in. it's very, very subtle. Like I said, there's been some times I've done this, and it's just like it's a very subtle difference. The best way I can think of it, it's almost like having a bottom mic on the snare drum, I guess would be one way to kind of think about it. But I would definitely spend more time kind of moving the mics and adjusting them. I actually do a very similar thing with dobro, where I'll have like a ribbon mic over the body, and then I'll have a small diaphragm condenser up on the neck. It tends to work a lot better with a dobro because there's so much noise from the slide and all that there's really something there. With the banjo, it's kind of like, just kind of depends. Like I said, the time it worked the best was on the String Dusters Rise Sun album. And I don't know, something about the booth. It just was like, whoa, it was just like this top end air. Every other time I've done it, it's a very subtle thing. I could move the Josephson track. I could do that. We could try that right now. Hold on. Let's do that. Let me go. Actually, let me just do this. Let me make a clip group real quick. Boom. And let's just look at it. So I could go. Actually, let me do it like this. I'm just going to loop this lower section because you're going to hear it more in the lower section, right? And I'm going to loop that. And we're going to put them together. So we'll, let's see. So actually, let me do this. Let me go make a whole other group thing here. So that's 3. So that's group 3. So now I'm going to make a 4. So let's see. Let's look at what's going on here. So it looks like I'll just try moving it forward. All right. So let's just say I move it forward, right? That kind of matches up a little better. Okay. So now I'm going to loop that. We're going to start with it moved, and then we'll go to the unmoved, right? All right. So, okay, here we are. So this is Josephson moved. No, not moved. Moved. Now, of course, it's out of phase. So let's switch the polarity. I'm going to switch the polarity with this plug-in here. Now let's listen to it moved and not moved. We're going to start with it moved. Now not moved. And then moved. Okay, I just want to say something that hold on. Let me crank up the speakers and make sure I'm not imagining this. Hold on. Let me turn on my... this is very interesting. Because, so hold on. Oh, hold on. Let me turn this off. Okay, so here's the thing I find interesting. It's like, if you look at these waveforms, the unmoved version, like, look at this. Like, they're mostly, in the beginning here, out of phase. And then as it goes on, it kind of, it's pretty out of phase. The moved version, I moved it up, and it's definitely more in phase. But I'm telling you, like, I definitely hear different in the mid-range, but on speakers, the version that's supposedly in phase, to me, has less low end, right? So when you get into this whole thing about using multiple mics, sometimes I look at the waveforms, I move them up. There's a lot of times it just sounds fine. It sounds better, but if you look at the waveforms, you go, oh my God, it's not in phase. It just sounds better to me. And actually, I was working on something recently with live drums where the bottom mic was kind of out of phase. And I was like, oh, so I moved it and it sounded worse. I was like, you just got to use your ears, Exactly. Exactly, Ulsac. It's like, you just got to use your ears. And I think sometimes people are doing this by looking at things and all that. There's been times that things look completely, I'm like, am I losing my freaking mind? It's like, whatever. I just go with what sounds best. It's like that whole thing with high-pass filtering. So that's like, let me show you here real quick. Like, a lot of times when I'm mixing, if I'm working on something and it doesn't have any low end on it, like it does not really anything fundamental there, I'll take it out. And because there is something there. It may not be fundamental to the instrument, but you're going to get room rumble and all that. I get that out. So in my mixes, if you turn off the kick drum and the bass, most of the, like 90% of the low end goes away. Done that for years. And then people are like, oh, when you start high passing things, there's this phase. And I'm like, you know what, whatever, I like it better. It sounds better. So it's something that I do all the time. I just don't think that you can go like trying to go by some set of rules and saying like, this is how it should be done. Like on my video, we did a 6-hour live stream where I set, we set up the drums and I went through everything, all the microphones. We talked about all the mics and then we did all the stuff and then we switched out mics and then we recorded and all that. And then I actually edited that all down to a 1 hour and 10-minute long video. And Crystal, if you could put up a link to that, that would be a good one because that actually goes through the whole process.
Sorry, I was half listening. Is this the using multiple microphones on acoustic
No, this is the thing that I just put out with Dave Anthony doing
that
drums.
one.
Yeah,
Yep.
do the edited version. Do the edited version on that. Two things. One was it was a 6-hour live stream, and we went through tuning, muffling drums. What's the word again? Somebody corrected me when you're muffling drums. It's dampening drums. We switched out mics. We did all that stuff, and I realized, wow, I could just talk about the snare drum for 6 hours, But the thing was, a lot of people commented on that video and said, you don't need all those mics. You can do it with 3 mics or blah, blah, blah. You should just like, yeah, I could do it with 3 mics. Hell, I've recorded whole drum kits with 1 or 2 mics and it sounded great. For that song, I wanted to use those many mics. It's just like, it's whatever, man. It's like, it doesn't matter. You can do it a million different ways. I'm going to distort all the mics. I'm going to use expensive mics. I'm going to use cheap mics. It's like, I think people kind of get up, they'll fool themselves to think that something sounds better because that's the more expensive mic. But I got to tell you, sometimes a little cheap cassette mic thing that my dad owned in the 70s and 60s sounds better on percussion than my most expensive mic. And I've got some really expensive mics. So it's like, whatever. Yeah, but I agree. I think not having it moved, is like, I like that one. I was going to actually run this, if I actually was using this in a song, like in this song, because I think I'm going to use this in here. Like, I have no idea what this song's going to be. I kept trying to write lyrics for it and I have no idea what to do. But the banjo is going to be more like this. I mean, it's going to be like, hold on, let me put some reverbs on it here. What is it? It's this stereo snare drum 2. It'll be something more like this. It's going to be spacey. This ain't no bluegrass song. It's gonna be something like this, man. Yeah, it's gonna be cranked, and then it's gonna be down with that other guitar too. So it's gonna be more like this. Hold on, let me get my picking parts up here. Oops. Oh, let me turn on my stems.
By the way, I think you already covered this, but somebody asked, are the mics directly connected to the mixer, or are you doing other mic preamps?
No, it's just the board. I'm gonna listen to the mix here a little bit and see, like, because I got things kind of put in weird places. Hold on. Okay, so it'd be more like. Hold on. I'll use this. So more like that. Oh, here we are. I just realized I'm doing this a really dumb way. I forgot I had all the damn banjos grouped here. Hold on. They're all in this thing here. This is a better way to do it. I'm being a dummy head. This is how we should do it. It'd be more like that. And I got to tell you, I was just switching back and forth between the U87 and the 609. I got to tell you, I like that 609 the best. It's kind of tripping me out. I totally didn't expect that. So there we are. That's where I am on the banjo. Let's see. I was going to look at comments here.
Y'all don't forget to hit like on the video. We've only got 3 right now, so get over there and hit that like button.
Oh yeah, Mark. Shorter to come. Yeah, I'm just using the same reverb that I'm using for this. That's why it's. I would make another reverb for it, but the reason is because of. Hold on. It's because of this. That is. I think that's my. Oh yeah, that's actually It says Panasonic, but it's actually the GE mic. And I'm just filtering it a lot, so actually without it, it's this. That's just like a cassette deck microphone, and then I EQ'd it, so it's... So it's the reverb from that, and, you know, I would probably, with the banjo, what I'd probably do is make a copy of that reverb and then put it on its own dedicated channel for the banjo and then shorten it a little bit. I like the sound of it. So yeah, it would definitely be shorter, but just a quick way to show what I'm doing here. I'm going to move on to something else here real quick because I wanted to show off a piece of gear here. But before I do that, I did want to talk about a couple things. I made an announcement last week and I put it up online, and that was that I'm doing these Patreon only videos about that kind of showing stuff that I show on the live stream, but going into a lot more in-depth stuff because I'm realizing, like, well, let me just show you. Hold on, I got it right here. Just go to that. So I've been doing these things called deep dives, and what they are is it's on my Patreon. It's going to be something that I start doing more regularly. And right now, because I'm just figuring out the whole process and system, it's open to anybody who's paying $10 a month or more. Eventually, it's going to cost a bit more because these are very, very in-depth, focusing on whatever. I'm going to do mixing. I'm starting with mixing drums right now, same song. And eventually, I'm going to bring guests in. We'll have some things where we're going to go through microphones and trying out different microphones. And we're going to do a bunch of different stuff. And it's going to be more than I can do during a live stream, because during a live stream, a lot of stuff's kind of figured out in advance. If I was to actually do everything that I did, even for this stream, this would be a 6-hour-long stream. But on the deep dive things, you'll see more of me setting stuff up. Like for the live streams, I tend to kind of get things ready. Sometimes I'll even have EQs kind of ready and stuff like that, because it would just take too long to get through it all. Plus, I'm showing some secrets. So I'm going to show you a little clip here. Here's some things that I did on this last deep dive on, what was it, Sunday afternoon?
I don't remember.
I think I'm going to do one on Saturday. I think I'm doing one Saturday evening is what I'm planning. But let me just show you. I did, so it's on Patreon, and, you know, you'll get a link and you can see it. So I did everything from showing how I set up drums as if starting from scratch, bringing them all in. I talked about using groups and customizing the groups and how you would use it on different tracks. I show things about using like their phase, like checking the phase on the microphones, and went into depth on that and looking at the waveforms like I did today, but a little bit more in depth. I went through all the EQs, like literally from scratch, sweeping around the different frequencies, trying things, screwing up, trying different things, which I don't normally show live streams just because it's just too much, you know? I went into a lot of depth on the gates, and of course, did some cool stuff, did some dumb stuff. Also, compression and using a lot of the built-in plugins, which I sometimes do and sometimes I don't do. Went into automation, showed you how I automated from scratch, just going through and figuring out the spots, my reverbs that I'm using on the snare drum and stuff like that. And then also, one of the main things I did was I showed this, which is a secret thing I've never shown anybody before in my life, but I did show it. It's a weird technique, but it was in my deep dive the other night. It's the first time I've literally shown it to anybody outside of this studio. So if y'all are interested, check out my Patreon for the next, I don't know, until I figure out the system. We're just going to do it for anybody paying $10 a month or more. Eventually it'll go up, but it's going to be there's going to be a lot of more in-depth stuff. And the other thing about it is it'll be a lot less people. I'm thinking it'll be smaller groups of people. So there'll be, instead of getting one question and then I got to move on to another one, you'll be able to ask more questions and we can try some other stuff and go into a lot of depth on that. So Kit, oh yeah, she just put up the link for that. And, oh yeah, Mark, we're going to be doing something at some point, not necessarily a live mix of a band because I'm not a live mixer. I did it for about 3 months and swore I'd never do it again. I hated it. That is something for somebody else to discuss. But I will be doing some more live stuff now that I'm getting this board set up. And I'm still got a little more wiring to do on it. I got the 16-track. I'm thinking about bringing in more live musicians. I was actually talking to Andy Falco from the infamous String Dusters about having him come down. He and I are writing some songs and bringing the band and recording everything live to tape and mixing it on the board. And that'll be something. That'll be a lot of work. We're thinking about maybe it'll be this summer or late summer or something like that. So there's a lot of other things to come along. All right, so next thing I'm going to do here is I want to show off. Let's go over to the garbage thing here. I showed this a little bit last week. And what this is let me go ahead and I'll put my camera in here. Where am I? Oh, there I am. Okay, so I showed this piece of gear last week. This is made by a friend of mine, Jason Kingsland, and his partner, Vic, who I couldn't remember his last name. And I showed him off last week, and I didn't think like it really, I was routing things in a weird way and all that. These are compressors and distortion boxes, and they're compressors and distortion boxes not in the way you normally think about them. They're kind of like over the top. And so I started messing with them on this song, on some of my guitar parts, and I just wanted to show it off because it was pretty crazy what it's doing. I think I still got them patched up. Let me see. Hold on. I did this thing. Let's go to the DAW real quick. I'm doing this hardware inserts, which I've never messed with before. So like right here in Pro Tools, where you would normally like put a plug-in, like you'd normally go here and put a plug-in in there, right? There's this thing that says in out. So then what that means is you can send out of some channels, go through a piece of outboard gear, and then bring it right back in as if it's a plug-in. And I tested it. The timing and all that seemed pretty good. Sometimes you got to adjust the latency. So I think I get this happening now. But I was like, wow. Because I'm going to do more with this piece of gear, this garbage thing. I'm going to be doing more with it on Friday because I got a drummer coming in here, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But I just needed to show it on these guitars because last night I was like, oh, whoa. Oh, hold on. Let me get to the riff here. I'm in the wrong spot. I was very kind of surprised on how cool this sounded. Hold on. Check this out. I think I'm doing it here. Okay, let me turn them up some. Now, there's not a great way to A/B these things. And Jason is like, look, it is what it is. It's almost like a weird distortion box or guitar pedal or something like that. It's made to be very, very extreme. So I'm going to try to like get the mix or the output, and then I can kind of A/B it with the mix. But it does this cool thing on the guitars that I kind of like. So check it out. I'm going to turn my... So there it is with it in. And then I'm going to bring things down. Oh. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm actually doing this right. 5 and 6. Oh, hold on.
You're using OBS for the capture software, right? Pro Tools.
Yeah. Hold on, everybody. I changed some things. I'm not actually sure. I might have screwed something up. Hold on. Yeah, I was like, oh, it didn't really change that much. Hold on, I did something goofy here. I think I'm supposed to be on a different insert here. I think I'm supposed to be on 5 and 6. I think I screwed this up. Hold on. Wait, what? Huh? Oh, hold on. 5 and 6. Oh, hold on. Oh, yeah, I can take this out because we're done with this now. So let's do that. So this, what? 5 and 6 is in use. Well, let me go back to 3 and 4 then. Hold on. This is kind of new for me. I also have this weird thing going on with my universal audio thing here where the numbers don't always line up. Like 3 and 4 becomes 5 and 6. It's just shit drives me freaking nuts. But it's not doing what it's supposed to do. And I was so excited about this. But I did this yesterday afternoon, and then I switched a bunch of shit. Yeah, no, it's not doing it. Hold on. This should be coming back.
Well, since we're waiting, y'all don't forget to hit that like button. Check us out on Discord and Patreon and YouTube, Twitch.
Why does it say 5 and 6 is in use? It's not. Do I have something hidden? Man, I have this all set up, man. Why is it saying that? Hold on. 1 and 2. I wonder if I can just do it on. Let me try 1 and 2. Will it let me do 1 and 2? No. God damn. Oh, wait a sec. 5. Oh, because 5. Oh, hold on. 5. Okay, let me take that out of here. I think it's that. Oh, I see.
Keeping it real for you guys.
Oh, yeah, like completely doing it. Yeah, because I got these line ins and I'm not using them. So it's looking at those and going, oh, they're in use. Okay, that might have been it. No, hold on. I just got to get rid of any references. Oh, yeah, Kit's mic. So that doesn't matter. Let me try it now. No, hold on. I just got to get rid of them. Oh, yeah, because when I tested it, I didn't have anything else open. And I added a bunch of stuff. Hold on. There's a 5 and 6 in here somewhere. Oh, you know what? I know exactly what it is. It's all these damn tracks I need to get rid of. Hold on. This is for something else. Boom. Gone. Okay, hold on. I'm going to figure this out. Okay, well, I'm looking 5 and 6, 5 and 6, 5 and 6, 5 and 6, 5 and 6. Don't embarrass me in front of the world here, Pro Tools. Come on. Either way, I'm going to figure the damn thing out. Hold on. Hit save. Now it still says it's damn in use. Harper, do you see a line like on this line here, my Pro Tools inputs? Do you see a 5 and 6 there anywhere?
I've only seen 8 at 5 and 6.
Yeah, that. Oh, maybe it's because the space track is frozen. Hold on, let me unfreeze that. Even if it's well, no, see, that shouldn't make a damn difference. I don't see a 5 and 6 on here. Do I have any other hidden tracks here? I was doing this wacky thing, too, because I was trying to figure out how to monitor and I had a dual output. But that's not happening now. God dang it, man. I swear, oh, fuck. Sometimes I hate Universal Audio when it comes to this shit where it wants to change how it defines what 3 and 4 is, becomes 5 and 6, and it fucking, hold on. Let me try 7 and 8. Will it let me do 7 and 8? Come on, I wanna do this. Okay, maybe that'll work. But that doesn't make any sense either, because 7 and 8...
By the way, y'all, just wanted to say that we did finally mail the CDs for the contest winners for the contest that we had.
No, I can't do that either.
Those should be on the way. Of course, several of you were international. So
that didn't make any fucking sense. Hold on, sorry, I'm talking to myself. I swear I just want to smash this fucking rig sometimes because it just doesn't make any fucking sense. Oh, it's this Pro Tools mode. Why is 5 7 or 3's 5? And I swear it just fucking drives me fucking just enrages me sometimes because it should fucking work. 5 and 6. Oh my God. This totally worked yesterday. What am I missing here? 5 and 6. I am not. Oops, not that. Oh, you motherfucker. Oh, you know what? Let me check in here too. That was another thing. Like here in the console app, everything says monitor, but I spent hours the other day, and then it turned out that one of these had gotten accidentally switched to an actual output and totally screwed me up. Took me forever to figure it out. I don't understand why 5 and 6 isn't fucking working here. Okay, I'm just gonna have to pull some of these mics out here. There's no other choice. I can't use. I got to switch my mic to when my mic is coming in. Let's go into 2. Universal Audio 2 1. All right, hold on. I'm gonna switch something here on the fly because this is just pissing me the fuck off. Hold on.
That's right, Jeff. Modern technology for an easier tomorrow.
Okay, where is... yeah, no, it does not make it easier. It just fucking pisses me off half the fucking time.
What was the video you had where you talked about all the different... Oh, it was the real reason why analog recording is better. And one of the things that Billy touches on in that is all the generations of digital media that he's been through since digital came along. And like, you know, he can still put his analog tapes on the machine and just play them. And it's the same technology that it's been since. Well, those tapes are from the, were from the 90s. Oh, no, some of them were earlier. Some of them were from the 80s or even in the 60s, these tapes that Billy found of his dad, from his dad being in Vietnam, where Billy's dad and mom would mail reels of tape, little reels of tape, back and forth to each other while Billy's dad was deployed in Vietnam. And, you know, to hear each other's voices, it was little audio letters. But, yeah, it's unfortunate. You know, and several people were like, oh, you know, digital audio, you won't lose anything. You know, a tape, you know, can shed over the years, and it's... And, you know, granted, Billy's been taking a lot of this music off the tapes and putting it into Pro Tools. But there's something to be said. The fact of the matter is that
just piss me the fuck off.
The digital media, it's like we lose things. We lose things. We have to constantly upgrade. And several people were like, oh, you can just put it in the cloud. It's like, well, then where is it? It could just disappear. You know, it's kind of interesting. The house of cards that we've built with digital technology and digital information.
God, I swear I can't figure this out. I'm just going to take every fucking input here and turn them off. I literally had this working yesterday and it was fine, and I didn't think I'd change that much, and now it's suddenly giving me these messages of, I can't. I was like, shut the hell up, man. I swear. I at some point I'm going to dump this damn... I love the Universal Audio plugins. I hate this freaking interface. And it's just this thing that literally sometimes it will tell me that the outputs, the numbers don't match up. Had the guy who works for them and tried to explain it to me. Maybe I'm a freaking idiot, but I tell you, that shit just don't make any fucking sense sometimes. Keep saying that 5 is in use. It is not in... I mean, I'm not. It's just not, you know? And I want to be able to show this damn thing, and that's what I'm going to freaking do. Now, it says 7 and 8, but that doesn't make any sense because... I think it's just doing that weird fucking thing. I don't know if it's going to work. Hey, put on the headphones because 7 and 8 is technically the output that the DAW is going out on. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, you know, if this is even going to work. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I don't hear anything.
Nah, it's not. It's just pissing me the fuck off.
Something.
Well, I mean, because I bypassed it. I
Oh.
swear. Oh, fucking goddamn! This makes me so freaking mad, man. I did this. I freaking did this yesterday, and for some reason, it's not letting me use. I'm gonna switch over to the fucking Rosetta. Jesus fucking Christ! God damn it, motherfuckers! Go to 3 and 4 here. So this is out Rosetta 3 and 4.
Are we going to get the full freaking out with Billy Hume
Oh,
experience?
you might, because it's really pissing me the fuck off. It's like, I don't like. I tell you what, like, I like making music. I hate fucking with gear. I don't give a damn about screwing around with gear. I want to make music. Yeah, I'll tweak some stuff up, but I don't like dicking around with this shit. Okay, 3 and 4. Let's try this. Let's see if this works now. So 9, 10, 11, 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe this. There we go. Okay, got down. Yeah, screw that. Yeah, it's like at least on the Rosetta, if I say it's this, it is that. 3 and 4 is 3 and 4, not 5 and 6. All right, so let me just show you. Let's go back to the garbage thing. Sorry about that, folks, but I just want shit to work the right way. Okay, so check it out. Let me see if I can get this kind of. So that's kind of like it without the compressor on it. When I turn up the mix, I just like the way it makes those guitars kind of grab. I'm going to crank up the speakers here, and so I'm going to turn on my Mute-O-Matic, and I'm going to crank up the guitar so you can hear it. But I just love what this thing does, and then we'll go to the distortion setting. Like, to me, it sounds like when I turn the mix all the way down, it's not a complete A and B. It's pretty close, though. They just kind of sit there. They're cool. But when I turn the mix up, and this compressor is it's kind of hard to describe. It kind of combines a little saturation with this kind of built-in weird attack on it that I like. Now, it does bring up the noise between the chords. So, like, any little noise is like, you hear it. But I just like the sound of it. Now, I got these so that I could use them on room mics, but he said, oh, try it on some guitars. So you have that setting. That's this crazy compressor setting. Let me solo them up again here. So there it is with it, without it. And then with. Just like the way it grabs it. And it's got this weird distortion drive on it. With it, without it, with it, and it's just a, I don't know how to describe it. I actually want to show you a little video. Hold on, give me a sec here. I'm going to find something I want to show you because on Friday I'm going to be doing a session. And I'm going to demonstrate some of this, but they do have a video. Hold on, and they got a little thing on Instagram I want to show you that kind of blew me away. Hold on. Oh yeah, let me bring this down here. And this is a better demonstration of what I'm talking about. Like here, hold on. Let's go. Okay, yeah, check this out. That's with one mic. 57. Oh, wait. Did it not do the thing? Oh, no. It's the extreme one. Hold on. I'm looking at the wrong one. There it is. One mic. So anyway, I'll be doing some of that kind of stuff on Friday because we're going to be doing a fly in the wall session. So I'm going to be working on one of my songs, actually two of my songs from my album. One that I don't know if anybody's ever heard me work on. I don't think I've worked on Hearts Alive during a live stream at all. Have I, Kit?
No, is it Hearts Alive or Hearts Aligned?
I mean, Hearts Aligned. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't think you've worked on that for any. I don't think anybody's heard it unless they were here in the studio.
Yeah, it's a song I've never played all of, and I'm not going to play the beginning of it. You're just going to hear some parts of it. I've got Darren Stanley coming in to play drums on it. He's going to do drums on that, and that's going to be an interesting one because we're going to do this thing where he's going to set up upstairs in my living room. You guys have seen that. It's like a big room because the end of the song, I want this like stadium rock type drum sound, but an earlier part of the song, I want it to sound like it's Fleetwood Mac, very dry. We're going to do it with the same kit, and I'm going to show you some things where I will be able to, a way that I'll be able to set it up so I can kind of get both out of the same kit in the same room. And then we're going to try putting this garbage stuff, these garbage ideas, distortion compressor things on the room mics. Then we're going to go to another song that I have worked on during live streams and in some of my videos called Poison. So the video I had where I made a lot of samples, like I sampled like trash cans and, you know, a plastic water jug and a bunch of other stuff and made a beat out of it. I'll be working on that song again, but another section of the song, we'll be putting drums on that. So that's going to be on Friday. And like I said, it'll be a fly in the wall. I'm not going to be really answering questions and stuff like that so much because I'm literally going to be working, but we'll have a couple cameras up with the drums and one down here. And I'm going to start the cameras rolling as we're setting up stands and everything. So like I said, I'm not going to be able to answer questions, but you'll actually be able to see the whole freaking session. It's fly on the wall. And you'll just be able to watch the whole thing, and it's going to go for hours and hours and hours. So that's going to start on Friday at noon and go till God knows when.
And that's U.S. Eastern Time.
Eastern Time, yes. So anyway, that's all I got for today. Good job, Harper. Really appreciate it. And also, are there any questions before I go?
Well, Mark was asking, let's see, where'd it go? Does your console have a matrix? You could send anything everywhere. He's
talking about the Universal Audio thing?
Yeah, that was back then when you were
Is he talking about the matrix in console on the computer, Mark? I've messed around with it. It really just kind of sucks, actually. The console app, the Universal Audio console app, I mean, I'm sure I could dive into it a little bit more, but I just think it's a piece of crap. And there's so many things about it I freaking hate. Which is kind of why I got the board here. But it literally does this thing, and nobody's been able to explain it to me, where it changes what it thinks the outputs are. And maybe some. Hold on, you got a good point there. Let me check it out. Maybe my matrix got messed up. Hold on.
He also asked if there's a parallel feed per channel.
No, it's like, look, it's all right. But however, I'm looking at the Apollo here. Probably because I'm using 7 and 8 for the send to the stream. Those are kind of deactivated, so I can't do anything. I get that. But everything else is lined up here. I've had points in the past where this stuff changes, like 4 becomes something else and all that. No, that's all set. I've been checking that. You're supposedly supposed to be able to use like these freaking virtual channels and shit. I don't know. I'm kind of over it. I hate it, man. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I'll mess around with it more, but like I said, this thing was working perfectly last night, and then it decided to throw me for a loop today. Let's see. Any other questions here? I don't really see anything else. Oh, Caleb saying, I would love to work with analog. So far, I've only used DAWs for my laptop, but I think analog has created a high level of skill and precision among producers. Yeah, Caleb, keep checking back because I got my 16-track 1-inch machine here working. We did something with it last week. There's going to be more of that coming up. I'm going to show some tape editing stuff. There's going to be a lot more. I got so much more to come, guys. You have no idea. I've been recording, producing, mixing, engineering, playing in bands since the 70s. And there's so much stuff that I'm going to be showing, but it's going to take like years to get it all out there. So you're just going to have to keep, you have to keep coming back. Let's see.
Any love for low end or budget gear, like under $200?
Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you? Yeah, I mean, yeah, there is, but like, are you looking for a mic or what? You know. I will say this though, you can get a mixer for pretty cheap nowadays. You know, I would look into them and make sure that there's nothing wrong, a lot of noise, make sure that they're like the capacitors aren't going out. But man, you can. If you want something else, if you're looking like, you got to think about this stuff as a tone generation box. And kind of swinging back to this right here, the way that Jason Kingsland, the guys from Garbage, described these things here is that, yeah, they're compressors and they're distortion things, but they're basically tone units. They're like flavor units. The idea is to get some flavor out of it. And it's the same thing when I'm saying about mixers. You could find probably a pretty decent like Tascam mixer or TX mixer or something like that with 12 channels or 8 channels on it. It ain't going to be an OSSL and all that, but as a way to kind of like get new tones out of things and be able to do more stuff, you can get that stuff for cheap as hell now, you know? And don't discount cheap mics, dude. Like some of my favorite mics are things I got at thrift stores for like $5, you know? Cassette deck microphones, like little cheesy mics and stuff like that. Do not discount that stuff, like for miking vocals or any other kind of instrument out there. As far as other cheap gear, I wouldn't even discount, and I'm going to turn the camera here. Let's go back to this real quick. And we talked about this last time. You can kind of see them up here. Can you see these units back here? These are 2 compressor units. They're stereo units, and I got 2 of them. I'm running them in mono now for the stream. These are called Really Nice Compressors by FMR, and they're cheap. I think I bought these for like $100, but I bought them a long time ago. They might be a little bit more. And they're not even balanced. It's unbalanced line signal and all that, but I still use them. These things are amazing if you want you can get really nice smooth compression, but it'll also do this really crazy compression stuff. Hold on, let me. Oh, hey, can you pull that piece of tape off right there? I had that tape down so it wouldn't move during the stream. These guys right here, I can't say enough about them. These are really cool compressors here if you're into that sort of thing. If you want to have a wacky compressor for a little bit of money, get yourself one of these. FMR, Really Nice Compressors. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, like that would be one suggestion there. And of course, man, go out and buy yourself an SM57. I don't know about that. I'm not crazy about the MXL mics, you know. I mean, they're probably not terrible, but if you like, before you go out and buy anything else, like before you start looking, like go buy a SM57. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Hold on. Go grab that SM57, please. Notice I said please. I'm learning to be more polite. I advise anybody doing any kind of recording, get yourself an SM57, you know? Oh, you got an RNC? There you go. Yeah, exactly. Get yourself a 57 and maybe 2 of them. Great freaking mics. It still blows me away how well they work. These guys.
Olsek also said DBX units are very cheap, very good for the price.
Yep. Oh, and I'd also say now, if you want to spend some money and you want to get a ribbon mic, don't discount the biodynamic microphones. I don't understand why they're so cheap now. Like I back when I was younger, they were really popular. I think because they're just not popular, but they're great freaking mics, you know.
Actually, well, they said that they bought a MXL ribbon that they've been really enjoying.
Okay.
They got it for like $50.
I mean, on my live stream that I did with Dave Anthony with the drums, he brought in and I can't remember the name of it. It was a $300 ribbon mic, and we put it out in front of the drums, and it was like the low end was just like, oh my God. I'm starting to think like maybe with my subscribership going up, maybe I should set up some companies and just see if they'll send me some gear. I never really done that before. Like I've had like Slate gave me some plugins, and then of course the UBK, the wacky guy. I can't remember the name of his company. Oh my God. Anyway, they sent me some plugins. That's it. But I'm thinking about hitting up that one company. It's like, well, I mean, I got 83,000 subscribers. Will you send me a mic? I'll make a video of it. So maybe I'll get some mics that way. Let's see. Somebody says they got 57 clones for less than $50. Oh yeah, I've heard about those. But dude, a 57 is only like $100. Go buy one. It'll be great. You won't
Caleb
regret
says
it.
saw the Led Zeppelin documentary and they were using the Shure SM57s then too.
Absolutely. And keep in mind, like the U2 song, I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Those lead vocals are sung into an SM57. Those were scratch vocals. And it's just him sitting in the control room, holding the mic, singing into one of these. With the speakers blaring, you can hear the music on the speaker, and then they get them on the expensive mic, and they never could get that performance. So they used a $100 microphone for one of the biggest hit songs in all of music history, and it's kind of a quote unquote a crappy sound. Like the producers were like, oh, if you actually listen to it, it's like but you never notice because it's a great performance. But hey, great mics. So that would be my advice right there.
Hector Pamplemuse suggests the Superlux R102 ribbons. Says they're inexpensive and great.
Yeah, I really want to get, I really want to get a Royer 121 because I've used them before and I really like them. But I do want to get, and I want to get that $300 thing that Dave was using. But I would also like to get, what was the other one? Just the one I'm out of head. I don't know. There's so many mics. To be honest with you, I'm not the Coles, the big black ones, they're great. Because I actually used it on banjo and everybody's like, oh, it's great. They're cool. I just tend to like other mics better. I don't know why. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Soul Machine says a carpenter can't have too many clamps and an audio engineer can't have too many 57s. I think I've got like 7 or 8 of them. I swear, I just, yeah, really, really like them. Really like them a lot.
Y'all don't forget to check out Billy's new YouTube video. I'm going to throw up a link. That one was about, he had a video where, he was talking about how the reasons why all music sounds the same. And I mean, there's a lot of great stuff in there. You should check that out. But of course, he got a lot of comments of people saying, there's great stuff out there, which is true. And got a ton of recommendations. So his most recent YouTube video highlights a few of those recommendations.
Yeah, and in the new video, because I talked about, like, I think 7 or 8 bands, like Madui Mokhtar and McGee. I'm loving McGee. And then there was Dijon and
King Gizzard and the Lizard.
King Gizzard and the Wizard Lizard. Oh my God! It was like yes. And then Mac DeMarcus. Oh my God!
Mac DeMarco.
Mac DeMarco. Mm-hmm. God, it was like, oh, did he grow up with Shuggy Otis or something like that? Love that stuff. So I talked about it, and now with the new, so I'm talking about that, and like, oh yeah, I was wrong. There is good music out there. Now this new video, I have so many more recommendations on bands I got to go check out. So I'm starting to think like I might make this a series where I just talk about new bands instead of going on like Spotify and talking about the top 10 and talking about how bad they are and trying to feel superior and all that. Why don't we just kind of like tuck our egos away and listen to some new music? And when I'm saying new, I mean in the last, year to 10 years, because for somebody my age, that's new. But let's tuck our egos behind us and maybe just listen to some new music and admit there is some good new music out there. Because I got to tell you, I was so inspired listening to these bands. It like really woke something up in me. So I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to start a series where I just talk about new music. The hell with talking about, how Spotify's bad and all. I remember the old days, they're good. Yeah, the old days were great. There was a lot of good music, but there's a lot of good music today. So my question to you is, if I was going to do a series on new bands that are up and coming and that or maybe even if people know about them, but maybe they're not like Taylor Swift famous or whatever, what would I call that series about new music, about bands that I've found? What should I call that series? That's what I'm trying to figure out because I got to have a good title. So I'd be interested in what anybody thinks about that.
One of the cool things is not just listening to new music and being open to it, but also being open to different sounds than what you normally listen to. And you've actually talked about that before, that you were advised at one point
to quit listening to my favorite music.
Yeah, to stop listening.
Actually, strangely enough, that was Rick Beato.
Oh, that's right, it was
years
Rick.
ago. And Rick was like, because he actually said it to a band.
That they had to stop listening to their
don't listen to your favorite music
for
for months, right? And only listen to stuff that you're unfamiliar with. And I was like, oh, I can try that. Of course, in a way I did, because I got into rap music. I didn't know anything about.
Stephen Armstrong said found sounds.
Found sounds. I like that. Can you write that down?
Yes.
Yeah, I got to have a good title. If I can't come up with a good title for videos and stuff like that, it's pointless. I got to have a good title, you know. But yeah, I think like forcing yourself to listen to other stuff is good. Even if you don't like it necessarily, you get through it. What ends up happening a lot of times is that you absorb certain things and you don't realize you're absorbing it. You know, you bring stuff in and it gets in your head, and then later on it kind of gets churned around and combined with something else, and then you have something brand new, but you never would have gotten that. And you know, I worked on rap records for years, and you know, my biggest records in my career were rap records. I don't love rap generally. I love Doechii, like who's out now. I just absolutely love it. And there's a lot of stuff I do like, but it's not like, you know, listening to Emerson, Lake and Palmer, which is my thing. However, I got so much from listening to a lot of rap music and mixing it. There was so much that I learned from it and got from it that I didn't even realize at the time. And now I'm realizing there are so many things I learned about timing and groove and flow. I'm actually working on a new song now, and I don't even want to talk about it because I'm not even sure if it's going to end up on the album, but it's something I'm co-writing with some other people. But all the verses, like, you know how younger people will sing, but they're kind of rapping. I was like, oh, I could do that. Oh my God, I did it the other night. I've never done anything like that. It was so freaking hard. And the phrasing and all that, it's so weird. And they're like, oh, sounds good. I'm like, really? It just sounds wacky to me coming out of my mouth. But I'm trying it. So, yeah. Oh, Billy freaking out. Maybe we could put freaking out in there.
Of course.
Nightwish.
Of course, you know, the videos will showcase probably more than one artist each video.
Yeah,
so.
it's going to be like I'm not going to be able to go into a lot of depth. And the other thing is, if I turn the music up too much, then I get a copyright claim. Like in the one I put out, you could barely hear the music. I'm mainly just doing this as a way to let people know, hey, here's a band you should check out, and I'll show a little bit of video, and then we move on. So I think I was only about a minute on each person. It's not a deep dive or anything like that. Now, maybe in the future, if I find somebody I really like and I can get on their allow list, meaning I won't get a copyright claim, I'll do some stuff. But the problem with putting other people's music on my channels is I get a copyright claim, I get demonetized, and it's just like, you know, I do need to make money. So, yeah, it's how you forge your own sound. All your influences merging. Exactly. Because somebody said a long time ago, you know, who was it that said, good artists borrow, great artists steal. It took me a long time to understand that. I just couldn't understand what that meant. And the idea is that when you're borrowing, you're just kind of copying. You're just kind of putting that in there. But when you steal, you make it your own. You make it your own. So the idea is that if you take something from somebody else and then you just turn it into something that's your own, then it's something new. So, anyway, I am going to end the stream because we actually have to get ready for Friday's Fly on the Wall stream. So we got to move all the mics upstairs and
move the furniture out of the way.
I got a really cool living room up there, but I do have to move the couch out of the way when we do drums in. So we got to go do that now.
I live in a recording studio.
Yes, it used to be one room, and now it's taken over literally half the house. This has happened before. That's why we had to move out of the last place. Took over the whole house. I don't think we're moving out of here, so we're just gonna have to live with it. So,
at least the children aren't small anymore.
Freaking top 10. Billy Hume's freaking top 10. Ooh, okay. That's something.
Or Mark Hendrickson said Billy freaking new, and I said freaking new with Billy Hume.
Freaking new. Okay. Well, I'll think about some of that. But anyway, everybody, I appreciate everybody watching the stream. Check out the new video. Come back Friday. Like I said, it's just going to be Fly on the Wall. Not any talking. I'm just going to be here working. So
Starting that one at noon Eastern
I think
time, but
around
it's probably
noon.
going to go a long time.
Well, that's when Darren's supposed to get here. So I might start the cameras as we're loading in gear. And we're going to run it until we're done, unless I freak out and get mad and end the stream because somebody pisses me off. But we'll probably go the whole time. And then I'm not talking about Darren. He ain't going to piss me off. I'm just talking about last time I did a fly on the wall stream, there were some a-holes on the chat, and I almost ended the stream. Harper, you're so quiet.
I'm a little tired, to be honest. I've been up since 5.
Harper actually has a job. He's got 2 jobs.
I'm actually only working one right now. I'm still employed at the other one, but it's just till the summer, just in case I don't find work at my main job.
Yeah.
So
This guy, he works a lot, man. Poor guy. And thank you so much today for learning how to play the banjo and coming in and doing that. That was really awesome.
So much fun.
Yeah, that was cool. I'll have to edit that, and there's a couple notes that need to be moved, but I think it's pretty good. All right, everybody.
No, Holnick, I don't make pancakes for folks who come over to record, although there have been times that I've made dinner or cookies, but
Yeah,
not so
brownies
much
and
lately.
Stuff like that. Well, you know what? Actually, we should probably have something for Darren.
Oh, that's true. Maybe I'll make some
Darren's going to
cookies.
be here a long time.
Yeah.
So make some stuff for him. I told him we would burn the couch that night, but I don't know if I'm
it's
going to have time ready to get the couch ready to burn.
No.
So we're going to do a couch burning. So I think I might wait till Ansley comes up with him. So, but yeah, we should definitely cook some food for Darren on Friday. All right, everybody, you have a good day. Hopefully I'll see you on Friday. Take it easy. See ya. Take 1, take 2, take 3, take 4, take 5, take whatever.